Hello and welcome back to Impact Wrestling Part 2. It's 6 o'clock and this episode of Impact is going to give me a massive headache, but we've got 5,467 people at the AR Jack Stevens Centre. I've given myself a massive headache because I'm going to start a tournament called the King of the Mountain Tournament. That's going to be starting. I'm going to give you all the information on that in a bit. Also, Impact's going to be going longer next week. Yeah, and a few other things are going to be kicking off, including some hints at stuff. So let's get ready to party. Then a preach about decent wrestling for Little Heat. Dave Finlay defeated Conan, Steven Rig on Tornado. And Tornado defeated Norman Smiley, Kenta Kobashi, Al Fantasma, and Blue Demon Jr. In 5 of them, Steven Regal defeated Blue Demon Jr. by pinfall. In terms of rimwork, Kenta Kobashi was 10 short to announce. Blue Demon Jr. 49, Al Fantasma 53, Kenta Kobashi 63, Norman Smiley 40, Tornado 45, Steven Regal 47. Conan 48 and Dave Finlay 50. Conan Technical 57C-. Nice. In about a decent wrestling minimum sheet, the Rock and Roll Express defeat the Nasty Boys in 8:29. Ricky Morton defeat Jerry Sykes by another double drop kick. Jerry Sykes 51, Brian Knobs 56, Robert Gibson 60, Ricky Morton 64. No work improvements, 64C. In an extremely short pre-show match, the House Cornet, Steve Blackburn, Brian Pillman, Doink McClown and John Tenter defeat Al Panther, Chris Benoit and Taz, and Roy Brookside in 5:24 and Steve Blackburn defeat Taz. Roy Brookside 47, Taz 47, Chris Benoit 66, Al Panther 53, John Tenter 47, Doink McClown 59, Brian Pillman 66 and Steve Blackburn 48. Doink McClown in performance 63C. In a push about diesel wrestling, Madame Cheat, Kendo Nakasaki, Tiger Mask and Sid Vicious defeated Rikai Kush, Black Boy and Kyle Karma in 5:51 when Kendo Nakasaki defeated Rikai Kush by pinning the Kazumaki Crash. Kyle Karma 48, Black Warrior 58, Rikai Kush 66, Sid Vicious 41, Tiger Mask 64 and Kendo Nakasaki 46. Rikai Kush and Flying at 59C. Oh, we're getting a lot of injuries lately on Impact. In the pre-show decent wrestling below Heat, Danny Collins defeated LA Parker in 4 minutes 4 seconds by pinfall. Danny Collins 53, LA Parker 47, 54C-. No work improvements, 54C-. In a pre-show bout had decent wrestling member cheat, the Steiner brothers defeated the Acid Burn. Defeat Acid Burn in 8:90 when Scott Steiner defeated Shane Douglas by pinning the Steiner device. Scott Steiner 67, Rick Steiner 58, Tetsuya Kawada 71, Shane Douglas 60. Rick Steiner improving in performance of 69C+. In the future, I had good wrestling and decent match crowd. The Great Muta, Sabu and Jim Burns all defeat Archangel, Lex Luger and Ted DiBiase in 5:50 when the Great Muta defeat Archangel by pinfall. Jim Burns all 55, Sabu 56, Great Muta 76, Ted DiBiase 87, Lex Luger 68 and Archangel 50. No work for only 5B-. I'm going to have a quick swig of my apple juice because my voice is getting dry. That was a good job of me. Just spilled my drink everywhere. I hope I didn't get any in the tea. I have got a cup of tea, but it's too hot to drink, so I just made it. True facts. Anyway. 67C+ for the opening angle of the night. I stand here with my brothers by my side as Impact gets ready to take over Canada by force in 2 weeks at Genesis. We are going to Canada the first time this year as well, and we're also going to be going to Australia at some point. So watch this space. The Four Horsemen have been a pain in my side since this year started. And when we go home in 2 weeks, we're going to win and prove that the Hart Foundation is the best. Woo! You think you can win in 2 weeks? Just because you're going home, just because you got the home advantage? How? It will not help you. Before you can finish the attack, it's an all-out brawl. Jesse just stands up at the commentary desk and gets the mic and he goes, next week, we're going to 2 hours and 30 minutes to compete with WCW. So we can have an extra half hour. And on the go-home show, the Hart Foundation will face the Horsemen inside a steel cage. And they'll get out of my sight. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first ever angle, which is hyping up a match for next week's Impact. You will not want to miss this one. It's a 3 versus 3 steel cage match as Bret Hart, Jim the Dean Hart, and where is Owen Hart's? Should now be in the lower mid card still. Well, they will be taking on, of course, Arn Anderson, Truly Blanchard, and Ric Flair. It's the Four Horsemen with Ollie Anderson at ringside on commentary. But yeah, that is a main event next week for Impact Wrestling, my friends. A 3 versus 3 cage match. The go-home edition of Impact. Why the hell not? And it's also going to be 2 hours for 30 minutes. In an extremely short match, Bam Bam Bigelow defeated the Demon in 4:42 by another powerbomb. The Demon 42, Bam Bam Bigelow 65. No work for 61 still. I was going to give him time off, but I couldn't be bothered. Got enough people out injured at the moment. In a decent match, the Young Stallions and the British Bulldogs drew the House of Cornet, Damon 66 to rock Ricky Knight and Jimmy Ocean in 7:31 following double disqualification. Davey Boy sustained a whiplash neck strain. Jim Cornette did good work on ringside. Now quality and the colour comes together back to boost. Damien 66 in the face turn, but he got little reaction because the fans recognise it's not his strong suit. Davey Boy used suitable mannerisms to hint a future heel turn. Choco in the face turn and the hint of Dynamite Kid. I knew that Dynamite Kid would struggle with that, but there you go. Dynamite Kid 75, Davey Boy 72, Jim Powers 49, Paul Ramon 48, Jimmy Ocean 48, Ricky Knight 46, Rock 62 and Damien 61. Paul Ramon taking Norman Rocky in Rumble, and as you see, we've got a new picture for him. That is not going to be face paint in our company. That'll be a mask with it on. But yes, so we're hinting at these guys turning heel and these guys are turning face. What is going on? You'll have to wait and see as I build this up over the next few months. Believe me, the payoff isn't going to happen until Slammiversary, so you have to bear with me. Yes. We don't want to do any of that at the moment. So after the match, Jimmy Ocean, Ricky Knight, Jim Powers and Paul Ramon and Damien 66 to rock, Damon Kid and Davey Boy both start fine despite the attempts by security to break them up. He's an all-out brawl to the back. Face turn, future heel turn, face turn and heel turn. No, we do not want to do gimmicks. We do not want to do anything like that at the moment. So then Jesse gets on the mic and he's like, next week, the King of the Mountain begins. And it's going to be future stars from all over the world and some of the best of this company, including our biggest stars. This will start next week and will finish at the 3-year anniversary. The winner of it will get a shot of Sean or Brett at Bound for Glory. The Slammiversary Golden Rumble will happen too. And the winner will get a shot of whoever's left after the King of the Mountain has picked his opponent. So yeah, the King of the Mountain is coming in. I had the idea to bring in the King of the Mountain title as a title, and I thought, no, I'm going to have it as a tournament every year. In January, we start it, and it finishes at our anniversary. And we'll bring in wrestlers from New Japan. We'll bring in wrestlers from any of the companies we've got a working agreement with. We'll bring some of their big name main eventers in, and we'll see how far we can get them to go. And the winner gets a shot at our champion, so we'll see what happens. Let's move on to the show. In about that decent wrestling match, High and Mighty defeated winning combination in 7:40 with Juice from Liger defeated Bob Holly by putting the Liger bomb. Bob Holly has a gimmick that was getting stale. Yeah, we've done all that. I'm keeping all that in. The Golden Rumble's been announced. Bob. I always check this after I've done a show so I know what I'm doing. Jeff Jarrett and Juice from the Liger. Bob Holly showed this comes to so did these guys. Now it's quality in the colour commentary gave the match a boost. Bob Holly 53, Jeff Jarrett 66, Al Snow 61, Juice from the Liger 67. Al Snow in performance and Juice from the Liger in performance. I might see if we can do a working agreement with WWF until we get rid of WCW and then we'll start the feud with WWF. Because I might want to get Hogan in on the Kingdom Mountain tournament. In an extremely short match, Vader defeated Ron Simmons in 4:38 by films of Powerbomb. Vader 62, Ron Simmons 50. No work clearance. Anyway, 61C, not bad. But then we see Jim Cornette in the back again. Ugh, Jim Cornette and House of Bloody Cornette. That's how everyone probably feel at home and they'll probably be booing them. Last week, you two got very lucky. You see, we've still got some gold. These two bouts will be staying with these two men after Genesis. The Kingdom Mountain is starting next week, and I submit John Tent and Vader into Impact. Into it. Impact, we're going to win all of the matches, then take down the Hitman. So I'm going to just write their names, because this is the only two people I know for a fact are going into the tournament at this moment in time is Vader and John. Of course, they will not be facing each other. But yeah. He's probably going to be right way down there, but that's the only two people I've got planned at the moment for the tournament is them two. They're the only two. No champions are allowed in the tournament. I'm kind of might have mistaken that in one of the promos, but I think I'm thinking of not letting the champions in the tournament now after booking the show, but I might let them in, I don't know. But the world champions won't be in there. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart won't be in the tournament. In about a good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Silent Sort defeat Mr. Perfect at 750 by pinfall. Mr. Perfect at 71, Silent Sort at 64. Expect Mr. Perfect to be in the tournament. 71C+. And Sting's in the back and he goes, and Tony's there with the mic and he goes, Sting, what's going through your mind with the King of the Mountain and your match with Eddie coming up? So Eddie's been here longer, fair point. And that was his first ever, he was the first ever Impact champion. You see, people think I don't take him as a threat. I take him as a massive threat. And at Genesis, I need to be careful. Wrong move and I could lose this title. And then Eddie walks in and goes, Sting, once again you stand back here talking the talk. You see at Genesis when you face Eddie Guerrero, you will lose that title. And he just pokes the belt. Why? Because I have a rule book of dirty tricks and I'll use them all. So Eddie is Sting's feud hotting up here. 54C-. Nicely done. In above a great wrestling, great heat and good wrestling, Jerry Lawler, Larry Zbyszko, Roddy Piper, Stan Hansen defeated Goldust, Scott Hall, Randy Savage, and Jimmy Snooker in 8:30 when Jerry Lawler defeated Goldust by a pinfall pile driver. Snooker 66, Savage 77, Scott Hall 70, Goldust 50, Stan Hansen 82, Roddy Piper 78, Larry Zbyszko 62, Jerry Lawler 77. Jimmy Snooker's improving and flying, nice, 76B-, nice little match. And this is where we start really hinting at him. Tony, everybody, the Intercontinental Champion, Carl Garmer. Carl's there and he goes, thank you, Jim. Thank you. Jim Cornette, you think you still have the power. You're losing it big time. It's going to come crumbling down. You see, the rules started falling when the demon abandoned your side. He left you. Now you're trying to add more face to Cornette to try and replace the demon and me. It's not going to work. With this, Kendo Nagasaki and Jim walk onto the set and Kevin stands chest to chest with Carl. And he goes, you see what you said is a lie, and a big one. The walls are not crumbling, and the House of Cornet is getting stronger than ever. With this, Rocco and Damien come on into the set and move away Kendo, so just gently push him away. They whisper something in Jim's ear, and he's not happy. So yeah, more hints at this face turn by these guys. What is going on? What is happening within the House of Cornet? This has now added a new level of their storyline with the Bulldogs and everything else. It's gonna. I kind of had this idea while I was booking. I was like, it's gotta go. I've already tried to book this once. The show already once, and it's a totally different show to what I originally booked because my computer crashed. And I forgot to say. In an extremely short match, Dusty Rhodes defeated Masahiro Chono in 4:37 by pinfall of Bonic elbow. Masahiro Chono 80, Dusty 86. No workarounds. The reason this is short is because we've got two long matches on tonight's show. This is one of them. In an exceptional match, Big John Studd defeated Ric Flair in 12:33 by pinfall interference from Bret Hart. Big John Studd got an 87, Flair got an 83. Studd did better in ring performance than Ric Flair. 79B, nice. I love my Big John Studd. So Sean's in the back now, and he's on an interview. And Sean's Lacey there, and he goes, Jim Cornette is busy sorting out some issues, so I'm going to have to do this on my own. In 2 weeks at Genesis, it's going to be me and Dusty Rhodes for this Impact World Championship. I am a 2-time champion. Impact Wrestling need to bow down to me. Yes, Dusty, Jesse gave me everything except the limo and the paid accommodation I asked for. Jim gave me all that. With this, Trock and Damien walk onto the set and whisper into Sean's ear, and he looks unhappy and goes off. And then Tony just looks at him and goes, what's going on? And Damien gets hold of the mic and he goes, you'll see in good time. And winks at the camera and they walk off. So Jim Cornette wasn't there, so ignore that. So yeah, more hints of this face turn. What is going on this week? I am building this up. I've got massive plans for this. No, we're not doing any of the turns yet. Leave the turns alone. Thank you. We're not doing gimmick turns. We're not doing any of that. In about that good wrestling and a decent match from the crowd, Eddie Guerrero, Arn Anderson, and Troy Blanchard defeat Owen Hart, Jim Nadine, and Sting. When Eddie Guerrero defeated Sting by pinfall the Frog Splash, I needed that to happen to kind of show you how much of a threat he is to Sting. And that's, you know, Sting's not taking Eddie lightly, and he won't now. Sting 71, Jim Nadine 57, Owen Hart 66, Troy Blanchard 67, Arn Anderson 71, and Eddie Guerrero 61. No work for 67C+, nice little match. And then our main event of the night is Bret Hart taking on Shawn Michaels with Dusty Rhodes at colour commentary. An exceptional match, Bret Hart defeated Shawn Michaels in 1946 by pinfall, following a botched interference by Ric Flair. Sean and Brett have pretty good chemistry at lifting the match, and now Stacey Dusty Rhodes pretty weak. Shawn Michaels 93, Bret Hart 84. No work improvements, but nicely to see. And then after the match, Ric Flair runs in and attacks Bret Hart, beating him down to the mat. Bret Hart celebrating his victory. We're going to end the show there, my friends, with a 77B. And we'll see you guys next week for the start of the King of the Mountain tournament. And also, we're going to find out what's going on within the House Cornet. Oh no, you've got a few more weeks of build up. But I've got some plans for it now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again live next week for another edition of Impact Wrestling. And it's the go home show with the massive steel cage match. And it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. We'll see you live here in about 2 ticks. Welcome back. Just 2 ticks for you. About half hour to an hour for me. So, I've got a little bit of time. Hopefully I can get Genesis recorded before I need to go out and help Mum and Dad. But if not, I'll get it done before I come home. We've got 5,590 people at the Bender Arena in Washington, D.C. tonight. In front of 55,000? What the hell? And our opening match is a 55C minus. In the feature bar, decent wrestling, a little heat. Kenta Kobashi, El Phantasmo, Norman Smiley, and Liz Mark, who is on the pay-per-view appearance deal, defeat Dave Finley, Archangel, and Stephen Regal and Conan in 754. And Liz Mark defeats Stephen Regal by pin of Frankensteiner. Conan 53, Stephen Regal 46, Archangel 48, Dave Finley 52, Liz Mark 28, Norman Smiley 41, El Phantasmo 58, Kenta Kobashi 41, Kenta Kobashi in performance and Conan in technical. I don't know if that's because of his popularity, why he's got such a low rating, but we'll build him up, because I need to build him up actually. You'll see why later on. In a feature about decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, the Great Muta, Acid Burn and winning combination defeat Goldust, Steiner Bros and the Young Stallions in 753 when the Great Muta defeated Scott Steiner by pinfall. 60C, not bad. Jim Powers 47, Paul Ramone 49, Scott Steiner 67, Rick Steiner 51, Goldust 53, the Great Muta 74, Bob Holly 46, Jeff Jarrett 54, Tetsuya Kawada 65 and Shane Douglas 54. Paul Ramone in technical and Rick Steiner in performance. In the feature about decent wrestling with a much heat, Bam Bam Bigelow, Danny Collins and Dwight McClellan defeat Carl Coleman, Panther and Blue Demon Jr. When Bam Bam Bigelow defeat Al Panther by a pin for the powerbomb. In terms of remote, Bam Bam Bigelow central to us, 63C. Blue Demon Jr. 51, Al Panther 50, Cole Karma getting up there with 47 now, Dwight McClellan 57, Danny Collins 54, Bam Bam Bigelow 66. No work improvements, but good match from Cole Karma there. Shows promise for this Sunday night, even though we're going to be in Canada. Eek. In a feature about decent wrestling, but little heat, Tornado, Kenda Nakasaki, Sid Vicious, and Eddie Guerrero defeat LA Park, Taz, Sabu, Roy Brookside in 8 of 4, and Kenda Nakasaki defeat LA Park by pin with the power of hypnosis. Roy Brookside 50, Sabu 59, Taz 46, LA Park 52, Eddie Guerrero 62, Sid Vicious 39, Kenda Nakasaki 47, Tornado 43, Sid Vicious and Rumble 59C. Not bad at all. In the feature, we had great wrestling and decent match. The crowd, Jerry Lawler, Larry Zbyszko, Roddy Piper, and Stan Hansen defeat Slaughter, Ron Simmons, Rikai Kush, and Jim Burnsville in 726 when Roddy Piper defeated Rikai Kush by pinfall. Jim Burnsville 57, Rikai Kush 66, Ron Simmons 58, Sergeant Slaughter 68, Stan Hansen 88, Roddy Piper 90, Larry Zbyszko 66, and Jerry Lawler 80. Slaughter in technical 74B minus. And in a decent pre-show match, Ted DiBiase defeated Demon in 817 by pinfall. Demon 39, Ted DiBiase 82. No problems looking there. 71C+. And we open up the night with Jim Cornette and Trock and Supernatural Force having a conversation in the back. We're going to find out what's going on. What the hell was that about last week? You lied to me and Sean about a problem in our locker room. And Damien's like, there was a problem. We saw the Demon and Carl enter the locker room. And Troy was like, yes, and at least we told you. Remember who started the House of Cornet? Don't mess with us. And Jim's like, fine, you better keep a watch. And then Jim Ross welcomes us to the show and he's like, welcome to Impact Wrestling. Looks like there's a problem in the House of Cornet. And Jeff's like, tonight the King of the Mountain is starting. And we're going to have a look at our bracket now. So tonight you'll get to see, and I'll get Jesse to tell you, you've got Vader taking on Ultimate Dragon from All Japan Pro Wrestling. John Tenta versus Scott Hall. I should really do this. AGPW. So he's representing All Japan Wrestling. John Tenta versus Scott Hall. Bam Bigelow versus Doom. Rick Rude is coming in from Outlaw Championship Wrestling, OCW. He's going to be performing. He'll be taking on Randy Savage. Tetsuya Fujima, who is representing NJPW, will be taking on a House of Cornet member, a Masahiro Chono. I'm actually going to give these guys their own. I'm actually going to do this for the whole thing, House HOC. Everybody's going to have one of these brackets, which tells you who they're representing. I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm just going to do his now. House of Cornet. Makam Singh is here from Stampede Cowboy Wrestling. He's not a very popular guy, but he was the best guy for what we wanted. Liz Marks coming in on a pay-per-view appearance, as I said, from CMLL. Ted DiBiase and Kenta Kobashi, of course, Impact. So he'll get an IW, he'll get an IW. Joint Haystacks is coming in from Joint Promotions, JP, in the UK. And Rio is from CMML as well. He is going to be on a pay-per-view appearance deal, but he will be representing. Actually, he won't be coming in as he'll be coming in as an IW wrestler because he signed a deal with us, and I didn't realise that he was on an exclusive pay-per-view deal. So when he signed a deal with us, but yeah, I'll do this for everyone. HOC's House of Cornet. I'll do that with everybody on here, so everybody who's been representing something. I'm going to do this for these guys now because why I'm doing it because I want you guys to be aware of who's who and what's going on. Because these matches are happening tonight. The rest I can do off camera once I've done this. There is not going to be a tournament bracket match at Genesis, so don't expect one. So IW is Impact Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling. We've only got one All Japan. We've got a New Japan guy. You know, he's representing. He's just representing IW. He's representing IW, and IW. Solid. Do you know what, guys? Let's do it all on camera while we're here doing it. Let's just put these in quickly, so you all know them. Everybody knows who's doing what. Very similar to what New Japan do, I think, in a way. Now I know there's a lot of more people in the company that could be in this bracket, but I didn't want to overload the bracket with loads of wrestlers and loads of people. You know, I wanted it to be a nice, simple bracket because it's our first tournament with the company. You don't want to go overboard with your first tournament, so we've done it nice and a simple tournament. There we go. Everybody's got their logos now. Awesome. I'm meant to do that anyway. Right, let's get on with the show. And tonight we'll see these two amazing matches: Vader versus Ultimo Dragon and John Tennant versus Scott Hall. Now, last week I said this was going to be a 30-minute longer due to scheduling issues with sports. That starts next week. I forgot to do it. Face turn. Awesome. 57C minus. There's going to be more hints of that throughout the night. Do you want to continue our addressing this? Yes, I do. Thank you. Stop asking me. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Ultimo Dragon defeated Vader in 8:29 by pinfall. Vader 62, Ultimo Dragon 56. Ultimo Dragon has knocked Vader out of the King of the Mountain tournament, and Ultimo Dragon is only here for free. I've got everybody who is coming in on appearances for the tournament. Everybody who's coming in for the tournament's got free appearances, so they might not make it to the end, obviously, but you know, it's going to give them a nice, good chance to show themselves for me to then work out if I want to hire someone like Ultimo Dragon and that afterwards. But yes, good appearance. So you might not see them until they're in their matches. I'm just saying. In a decent match, the Superflies defeated the Rock and Roll Express 7:47. Ricky Knight defeated Ricky Morton by pinfall. With the pile driver, the Superflies make defense number 7 of their Impact Tag Team titles. Robert Gibson 60, Ricky Morton 65, Jimmy Ocean 48, Ricky Knight 48. No work for 60C. And then what the hell is their tag team name? Young Stallions come out. I'll get there in a minute. The Young Stallions come out and they go, "Looks like you're doing great in the ring. That's awesome. You're forgetting we've been in the WWF where we were champions. This coming Saturday night will beat you for the tag team gold." And then Jim Powers is like, "Also, can you trust everyone, Jim? It looks like some people within your ranks could be turning on you." So yeah, you know, I want everybody in the company to notice that something's going on with Rock and Damien, and that I want everyone to start realising that actually something's going on. Did I mention we're in Washington DC tonight before we go to Canada? In about that decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Sting defeated Steve Blackburn in 7:33 by pinfall. Sting makes defense number 5 of his Impact United States pinfall. That is what I wanted to know. Steve Blackburn 51, Sting 69. That's something useful to know, actually. 67C plus, nice. And Eddie Guerrero comes out on the ramp and goes, blink, and you missed it. Missed it last week. I pinned the Stinger. You see, this Sunday night, I'll be beating you again. I'll be walking out as your Impact United States champion. You don't need to bring people in from other companies, Jesse. You just need Eddie Guerrero. 51D plus. So he's having a go at Jesse Ventura, who was next to him. Because if you think about my arena, if you want to know, I always picture the announce desk is just off the side of the stage. With any company I book, even in the modern day Impact Wrestling now. I don't like the ring announce. I like the Raw one where it's just off the side of the stage. 51D plus, nice. And then Jim Cornette's in the back and he writes, looks like it's coming up Sunday. Well, I get to laugh when my boys beat Benoit and Black Warrior. Now, we might have lost to Ultimo Dragon. Mark my words, there is no problems within the house, Cornet, and we're doing fine. Last week was a misunderstanding. 64C, not bad actually for them lot. In a decent match, John Tenter defeated Scott Hall by pinfall. In 8:24 by pinfall, the Earthquake Splash. Scott Hall 68, John Tenter at 41. These two don't click, that's fine. John Tenter and Rumble and Techno, not bad. So, House of Cornet gets knocked out in the first round, but John Tenter has gone through. So John Tenter has gone through and will be in the second round. And in that second round match, he'll be facing Ultimo Dragon, my friends. Next week, I'll book these in now. You'll get to see next week on Impact Wrestling TV. You'll get to see Bam Bam Bigelow taking on the Demon. I do want everybody. I don't want loads of people from the other companies to come in and take over. I wanted it to be an Impact. So Bam Bam Bigelow versus the Demon. So next week is actually a decent one, and we've got Rick Rude in action. So when I didn't pick up when we took over Jim Crockett Promotions for whatever reason, I didn't really feel him, but I've brought him in. I'm going to give him an opportunity against none other than Randy Savage. So we've got Randy Savage and Rick Rude versus Randy Savage versus Rick Rude versus Randy Savage. That will be your main event of the night. And Bam Bam Bigelow versus Demon. I will be doing that one as a main event because I have got certain matches. As you can see, we've got triple threat matches in this side of the bracket, at the end of the bracket. So you have them two have happened, and you have these two, then these two, and then the semi-finals and stuff, and then we'll space it out if we're winning out of matches, and then we can start hyping up the finals. But yeah, really good to be honest. Nice little match. John Tenter improving Rumble and technical skills, which is good. 62C. In an extremely short match, Nightmare Lords defeated High and Mighty in 5:17 when Turocco defeated Al Snow by pinfall. Nightmare Lords make defense number 21 of their Impact World Tag Team titles. Al Snow 65, John Juice with the Liger 67, Turocco 60, and Damien 59. Al Snow improving in performance. Both hinting at their face turn. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. Why is Jim Cornette there? It's meant to be Tony Schiavone. Okay, whatever. Oh, baby, it's time. This Sunday, I get to hand Sean his ass to him. It's going to be a fight because Sean thinks he's God's green gift. He's not. He's not. It's just a waste of space. And Dusty just walks away then. He's had enough of talking about it. In a decent match, Randy Savage, Jimmy Snuka, and the British Bulldogs defeat Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect and the Nasty Boys, when Randy Savage defeat Jerry Sags by pinfall. Yep, these two are kind of okay. Jimmy Snuka 68, Randy Savage 77, David Boy 65, Diamond Kid 69, Mr. Perfect 64, Lex Luger 62, Jerry Sags 44, Brian Knobbs 46. Brian Knobbs informs Randy Savage in Rumble and Jimmy Snuka 5 goes. So these guys are hinting at a bloody heel turn. What is going on in Impact Wrestling right now? Well, I know because I'm booking it. Why the frick is Ultimo Dragon on screen? It's meant to be Damien 666. That's meant to be Turok. Why is Ultimo Dragon there? I ain't going to change it. Just ignore that. So Kyle comes in and he goes, this Sunday in Canada it'll be a battle. I know what I got in front of me and I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to walk in Intercontinental Champion and walk out with my belt. With this, the Nightmare Lords walk onto the set and Damien goes, hey Carl, we need to talk in private. Meet us here. And we see him hand over a bit of paper. He nods and leaves. What is going on? To be honest, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I know what the long-term plan is and when the turn's happening, but I want to lead up to it and I want to keep planting seeds in. So Jim Cornette starts questioning them. Do you want to address? Yes, I want to move on without addressing this. In an exceptional match, Big John Studd defeated Masahiro Chono Massimo Trainer 80, Big John Stood 88, no work improvements. See, someone like Big John Stood, I haven't put him in the tournament, but he might come into the tournament next year. You know, I'm not going to put him, I don't want to put him in this year because I don't want someone like that in the tournament. Because he's only just recently been in the title picture, and this is a way of getting someone who hasn't been in the title picture into the title picture, so to speak. 75B minus, not bad. In a great match, a decent match, the crowd that has Cornet, Shawn Michaels, Brian Pillman, and Tiger Mask defeat Benoit, Blackboy, and Dusty Rhodes in 8-12 when Shawn Michaels defeat Chris Benoit both him for flying elbow. Dusty 83, Black Warrior 62, Benoit 66, Tiger Mask 65, Pillman 68, Shawn Michaels 90. No work improvements, but all the storylines advanced with that. Now it's time for our main event. As promised, I'm still going to give you the steel cage match. In a good match, the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Trudy Banch defeat the Hart Foundation, Owen Hart, Jim Nadino, and Bret Hart in a cage match in 25:08 when Ric Flair defeated Owen Hart by submission. Bret Hart was the Henshaw's very nice. Jim Nadino was the weak link. Bret Hart 85, Jim Nadino 54, Owen Hart 68, Trudy Banch 70, Arn Anderson 69, Ric Flair 73, Owen in Rumble, and Jim in Technical. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again this coming Sunday night at Genesis, which will be in about 2 ticks for you guys. But at 75B minus, not as good as last week, but as I say, we're still building up a lot of these wrestlers throughout America because we've only just started touring America last year, so we'll see what happens as time goes on with the company. But we'll see you live from Canada this coming Sunday night. Welcome to Genesis. How you all doing? 2 ticks for you. 1 bloody ages of me because I had to deal with doctors. Anyway, in a feature about decent wrestling, but little heat, the UK Pitbulls defeated High and Mighty in 6:28 when Bulk defeated Juice Wondalaga by pin of the Bulkish driver. Al Snow 62, Juice Wondalaga 66, Big Dave 37, Bulk 32. Al Snow performance. Juice Wondalaga and Al Snow extra 58C minus. What a way to open up in Canada. For the 3,000 people tonight at the Claire Drake Arena, where most of the speaking, there is an issue with the booking tonight. We'll see what later. In a feature about decent wrestling, but in much heat, John Tenter defeated Kai Kush in 7:43 by pin of the Earthquake Splash. John Tenter 53, Kai Kush 67. John Tenter improved in Technical. Nicely done, 65C. In a feature about decent wrestling, but little heat, Taz, Roy Brookside, and LA Parker defeated Larry Zbyszko, Lex Luger, Mr. Perfect with 507, and LA Parker defeated Mr. Perfect by pin of the Sky Twister Press. LA Parker 51, Roy Brookside 44, Taz 42, Mr. Perfect 52, Lex Luger 50, Larry Zbyszko 64. Taz in performance and Lex Luger in performance, 60C. In a feature about subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, the Great Muda and the Demon defeat Grey Outright and Max Ouellette in 5:18 and the Demon defeat Grey Outright by pin of the Sky Twister Press. The Demon 39, the Great Muda 62, the Max Ouellette 35, Grey Albright 24. Grey Albright and Rumble in performance, Max Ouellette in performance. These two on the one-night deal. Local talents. Tonight is the first live pay-per-view of 1989, and it's going to be a roller coaster in the Great North. Tonight, the hometown heroes arrive, and will they walk away as the victors? With the cracks forming in House Cornet, will it survive with titles around their waist? Now, Impact Wrestling and Snickers presents Genesis 1989 live. We see bits of Pyro go off, and we see the fans are going crazy around the arena before we cut to Jesse and Jim Ross. And Jim goes, "Welcome to Genesis tonight. We have a huge card, and something's had to change. What, Jesse? What's happened?" And Jesse goes, "To do the King of the Mountain tournament, we swapped some of our talent with other companies. Due to this, Ric Flair is not here tonight, so Bret Hart will be facing someone else. That person will be Vader. But first, X Division title." 65C, let's get on with the action. In about that decent wrestling over sheet, Tiger Mask defeated Black Warrior in 15:01 by pin with the Tiger Driver. Tiger Mask makes defense number 4 of the Impact X Division title. Black Warrior 60, Tiger Mask 64. No work for 68C+. In about subpar wrestling non-existent crowd heat, Sid Vicious, Dave Finley, Conan, and Steven Brigger defeat Dan Phantasmo, Phantasmo, Ray DiGiulio and Jr. and Liz Mark when Sid Vicious defeated Ray DiGiulio Jr. for chokeslam. Old school face average. Sid Vicious so by his injury. Liz Mark 25. Rayo had an in-ring performance of 41. He's meant to be called Rayo, so I don't know why we've still got the end on there. Al Phantasma 50. Al Panther 46. Steven Regal 44. Conan 48. Dave Finley 49. Sid Vicious 33. Conan Technical, Sid Vicious and Rumble. 46D, not the best second match of the night. In a decent match, Owen Hart and Jim the Dean Hart defeat Arn Anderson and Trudy Branches when Jim the Dean Hart defeat Arn Anderson by pinfall the Anvil Flatliner. Owen Hart carried the match in terms of ring performance. Jesus, he did. He's really good in Canada. Ollie Anderson did some good work at ringside. Arn Anderson, I still haven't dealt with that. Oh well. Jim the Dean Hart 57, Owen Hart 72, Trudy Branches 60, Arn Anderson 50. No work improvements, a nice match, 71C+. In a decent match, Kyle Karma defeat Ken Nakasaki in 10-11 by pinfall the top rope splash. Kyle Karma makes defense number 2 of his Impact Intercontinental. Ken Nakasaki 55, Kyle Karma 47. No work for his 55, 6C-. In about a decent wrestling below heat, the Nasty Boys defeat the Killer Bees in 748 when Jerry Saggs defeat Brian Bear by pinfall the double DDT. Jim Burnsall 59, Brian Blair 55, Jerry Saggs 47. Brian Knobs 53, Brian Blair in performance, 60C, not bad. In above had great wrestling and a decent match from the crowd. Chris Benoit defeats Brian Pillman in 10:46 by submission. Benoit wins the Impact Lightweight title. Chris Benoit 74, Brian Pillman 77, Benoit in Rumble, an 80B. Can I put that into context for you guys? In Canada, these two did an 80B wrestling match. That's because they're both Canadian, I do believe. So, brilliant. Well done, guys. This got a 79B. Nice. In about a good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, the Nightmare Lords defeat the British Bulldogs in 11:09. When Damien 666 defeat Dynamite Kid by pinfall powerbomb, the Nightmare Lords makes defense number 22 of their Impact World Tag Team titles. Dynamite Kid 88, Dave Boy 82, Turok 58, David 66 55. Heel turn, they know, remember his last turn, they know it's not his strong suit, blah, blah, blah. Turok in performance, that's good. We've still got 2 months before that even happens. 79B, do you want to continue without addressing this? Yes. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Doink the Clown defeated Goldust in 750 by pivotal Whoopee Cushion. Doink the Clown 54, Goldust 47, no work for his 55C-. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Archangel, Danny Collins and Steve Blackburn defeated Norman Smiley, Caden Kobashi and Blue Demon Jr. in 8:03 when Steve Blackburn defeated Norman Smiley by pinfall. Blue Demon Jr. 49, Kenta Kobashi 62, Norman Smiley 42, Steve Blackburn 49, Danny Collins 47, Archangel 45. Not bad at all. This show is going really well for me, Kenta Kobashi in performance. So I hope we get this sort of show when we go to the UK. In about a good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Ted DiBiase defeated Jimmy Snooker 15:07 by pinfall. Jimmy Snooker 63, Ted DiBiase 74, no work for 76B-. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Acid Burn defeated Rock and Roll Express, Steiner Brothers in the Reading combination in 7:42. Ricky Morton was eliminated first, then Robert Gibson, so they're out. Then Jeff Jarrett, Fantasia Kawada, then Bob Holly, then Rick Steiner, and then finally Scott Steiner. So they got Robert Gibson 50, Ricky Morton 54, Tetsuya Kawada 67, Shane Douglas 51, Scott Steiner 64, Rick Steiner 57, Bob Holly 54, Jeff Jarrett 57, Rick Steiner in performance. That's a great way of booking, a match, because you get rid of the Rock and Roll Express, you then get rid of Jeff Jarrett, then you get rid of Tetsuya Kawada, then Bob Holly, then you've got both the Steiners against one guy, and then he eliminates one of them and wins. So even though he's a heel, it's a good match, good way of booking that. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Sting defeated Eddie Guerrero in 12:45 by pinfall. Sting makes defense number 6 of his Impact United States title. Eddie Guerrero 60, Sting 59, no work for 67C+. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Tornado defeated Sabu in 8:28 by pinfall. Sabu 58, Tornado 45, no work improvements of 58C-. In about a decent wrestling with a much heat, the Superflies defeated Young Stallions in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 9:47, where Mickey Knight defeated Paul Ramone by pinfall the pole driver onto a steel chair. The Superflies make defense number 8 of their Impact Tag Team titles. Jim Powers 47, Paul Ramone 48, Jimmy Ocean 48, Ricky Knight 49. No worker improvement, so 53C-. In about a good wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Scott Hall defeated Stan Hansen in 7:31 by pinfall Razor's Edge. Stan Hansen 75, Scott Hall 65. No work improvement, 74B-. In about a subpar wrestling and little heat, Masahiro Chono defeated Ron Simmons in 7:42 by pinfall. Masahiro Chono 51, Ron Simmons 61. These two don't click and made for an awkward bout. We're not doing that again. Let's ignore that. In a battle that decent wrestling little heat, Bam Bam Bigelow defeats Sergeant Slaughter in 9:39 by pin for the powerbomb. Sergeant Slaughter 15-7, Bam Bam Bigelow 52, no work for 60C. In a battle that superb wrestling and great good heat, Jerry Lawler defeated Randy Savage in 15:20 by pin for the pile driver. Jerry Lawler 72, Randy Savage 86, 73B-. In an exceptional match, Big John Studd defeated Roddy Piper in 12:43 by pinfall. Big John Studd 83, Roddy Piper 90, no work for an 81B. Video plays hyping up Bret Hart versus Vader. In a battle of good wrestling and a decent match of the crowd, Bret Hart defeated Vader in 24:52 by pinfall. Bret Hart makes defense number 2 of his Impact Championship. Vader 52, Bret Hart 82, Vader and Technical 75B-. Next up is Dusty Rhodes versus Shawn Michaels. In a battle that had superb wrestling and great heat, Shawn Michaels defeated Dusty Rhodes in 29:43 by pin for the Street Team Music. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 11 of his Impact World title. Dusty Rhodes 68, Shawn Michaels 90, Dusty and Technical 78B. We're going to end the show there, my friends, with a 78B. Beautiful little stuff. I'm going to be giving that show to Shawn Michaels, to Bret Bloody Hart, and I'm also going to give it to Owen Hart because he did amazing. We're going to praise all of these for great performances, and we'll see you guys next week for another edition of Impact Wrestling 1989. Thanks for watching.